42-minute miracle. I started getting videos and press releases listed in 42 minutes. I think I got it down to like 15 minutes now. Things go live. So you got to really know what you want. You got to know what you want from your clients. You got to know what you want from your business, and really what is the end result that you want to achieve. We're living in an age right now where whatever you think of, you can make it happen. And I think a lot of business owners kind of fumble over their own selling ability because either they lack confidence or they don't really believe in themselves. You got to think about the end picture of what you really want to achieve, because it's really, we're living in a very amazing time right now. Keep in mind too that as you write your own press releases, your own videos, podcasts, whatever you do, and however you label it, that you don't have to pay any broadcast fees or airtime fees. And you're very lucky to live in a time where you don't have to worry about stuff like that. So we can actually compete against radio spots and television spots. And okay, here's anybody confused so far? Because I'm going kind of fast.
No.
Okay. Real quick question. Go ahead. I'm going to do all the questions towards the end, but go ahead.
Is there a difference between copywriting and sales copy?
No, it's the same thing, basically. Yep, same thing. And don't be afraid to copy someone else's sales letter if it works and tweak it and make it your own. That's a big one. A lot of sales copywriters won't tell you that, but that's a lot of what happens. There's formulas that were created back in the 20s, the 1920s for advertising that are still valid today. They're just tweaked. They're just modernized. We have a great resource in Detroit. I don't know if you guys know about it. King's Bookstore. You guys know what King's Bookstore is in Detroit? Yeah. The big warehouse? Yeah. Go in there and look at the advertising section. You can get an old book. A lot of the books are out of print. Those are the best ones. They have copies of ads that were done like in Look, Life, Popular Mechanics. And look at the ads, because those ads are really a great way to learn how to write sales copy. Another great resource, and forgive me, but just deal with me. The National Enquirer is a good place to learn how to write sales copy. Cosmopolitan Magazine is another good one. The reason why is because those magazines have very low subscription rate, at least the Enquirer does. But they sell strictly on their headlines, and they put those magazines right at the cashier on your way to checkout. And they sell strictly on their headlines. But there's formulas in there. Think of this. When you write your sales copy for a headline, if you're selling vitamins or travel or whatever you sell, think of like 3 easy ways to do X. 7 great ways to do, X, Y, Z. 7 hidden secrets that your clients should know. Start captivating the imagination of people. It's people who buy your products. If you're telling the whole story on a brochure, there's no reason to call you. A lot of websites make the same mistake. We call those brochure sites. A lot of, I hate to say this, but a lot of like phone company type websites that you see out there, they tell the whole story. For dentists, you see this a lot. A lot of people in the service profession will they'll tell the whole story of what they do. And there's really no reason, there's no mystery at that point. And you kind of blend in the crowd. You don't want to blend in, you want to stand out. And I think if you keep some of this stuff hidden, there's a good chance that you want to raise some intrigue. That's what it's all about. So open the door with a sales letter or sales copy on your website. Keep them captivated. Don't tell the whole story. The greed factor. We always hear that greed is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. We're all greedy. We all want something. You go to the website not to get free stuff, but actually, well, I'll say it like this. A lot of people go to the web to get free information. They don't necessarily want to buy anything. I think, the average surfer will go online, they'll get things from Amazon, they'll start reading reviews. Eventually, the curiosity gets the best of them, and they want to start probing around a little bit. And that's kind of the habit that a lot of online shoppers do. You want to build the greed factor and keep them intrigued with what you're doing. 89% is good. What that means is basically my sales copy that I've written, a lot of the same letters, I keep them. I just change the headline. Sometimes I'll swap out a picture. If I know it's selling, if I know if it's converting, I keep it and I reuse it. I got about 30 sales letters that I've written for myself that I've used over and over again. I've used them for about probably the last 7 years. And when I was in a mastermind group, one of my colleagues told me that my sales letters were going to lay a big goose egg, which is ridiculous because I've been selling with them consistently at 8 or 9% closing rate, which is great. And I'm constantly tweaking those sales letters and getting them to be, convert higher. Don't forget to sell, and I think that's another important thing. When you put your offer out there for people, don't tell them the complete story. This is interesting too. If you're doing bullet points on your websites and you're doing like benefit statements, like 6 reasons that you can save money on taxes, 6 different reasons that you should book your travel with us, or avoid the number one horror mistake, the number one mistake that a lot of travelers make, or whatever it is you're doing. Think in bullet points, and as you write those for your website copy, think in H tags, because search engine spiders like H tags for some reason. I don't know why, but I've always had good luck with them. H tags and hyperlinks.
What's the H tag?
H tag is like it's a headline tag in HTML. So it's H1, H2, H3, all the way to H6. Don't be afraid to use them. Search engine spiders pay attention to that stuff. That's been my experience. We talked about the Tahoma typeface, and if you print your stuff in black and white, and that's a great thing. Not everything you do has to be full color. If you do black and white, use goldenrod yellow paper. Do you guys know what goldenrod yellow is? It's kind of like this, a little bit. It's a little lighter than that, but that's basically the yellow. And when you print black on that, it's just, I don't know. I've always had really great luck with it, and it screams by me. And I've had really great luck doing that. And when you think about the kind of money I spent on sales copy and postcards, we're looking like 8 cents to print up something like that, and you're selling a $1,000 item or whatever the price point may be. It's an incredible markup. So that's something I'm going to consider. If you're going to print on color, here's some colors to stay away from. Don't do it on red. Black on red doesn't really do much. Black on green doesn't really do it either. The colors I like to print on is pink, canary yellow, and goldenrod yellow. If you're going to sell something, I've always had good luck with that. And don't be afraid to hit somebody a couple times. We're living in a place now in this time where we got like 800 TV stations, countless websites, and of course direct mail, a lot of junk mail. But if you got a hot list, don't be afraid to hit somebody multiple times until they do something with you. Okay, so let me see where I was going with this. I wrote this about a month ago. Hold on. This place that we're living in right now, Metro Detroit, is very inspiring to me. And for the number one reason that PPC is expensive. A lot of business owners really can't afford to do it, and we had to become creative. And I'm really grateful to live here for that reason, is because I had to become more innovative. I didn't really have a huge PPC budget either, so I had to keep innovating new ways to get my companies out there, and my clients too. So that was the one thing. Websites can take a lot of time to rank, and you're going to need a lot more than just, I think you need something faster than SEO, but sales copy intermixed with this stuff really does work. Here's one thing you want to think about when it comes to SEO and sales copywriting. We looked at Google AdWords, the whole list of the hot AdWord phrases. Take those keyword phrases, they're called long-tail keyword phrases, and turn them into sentences. Use them as headlines, use them as blog posts. If you can. Sometimes you can't use them to a sentence, but I like to do that because it adds something. And you want to find out where your customers go online. Websites and blogs are great, but you also want to think about posting customer reviews on different review sites. You want to think about where your customer goes online to find out about information, about whatever it is that you're selling. And you want to make sure that you're there with a link in your signature block on a forum or a review site, and kind of create some inroads. When you're out there online or offline,